Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to master a critical component of the SAT reading test, vocabulary in context questions. Now, these aren't your typical vocabulary drills where you just memorize flashcards. Think of these questions less like a test of definition and more like a matching game. The passage itself holds all the clues you need. Your job is simply to connect those clues to the correct answer. Why are we focusing on this today? They are a huge deal. These questions make up about 15% of your exam. High point value. You can expect between 7 to 9 of them on test day, which translates to roughly 50 points on your overall score. They are predictable. They are always phrased the exact same way. As used in line X, word most nearly means. The golden rule. If you take away one thing from today's lesson, let it be this. Context determines meaning. Sometimes the SAT will use a word's literal definition, but many times they will use it in a completely unusual way. If you rely solely on what a word typically means, you will fall into their trap. Today, we are going to build a bulletproof plan so you know exactly how to hunt down those contextual clues and bag these easy points. Let's dive in. In some cases, that meaning will be reasonably close to a word's literal or most frequently used definition. In other cases, however, it may be entirely different. As a result, you should be careful not to make too many assumptions based on what a word typically means. Let's start by considering the meaning of the word common in the following sentence. She didn't see herself as a hero, but simply as a common citizen. Since the sentence tells us that the woman didn't see herself as a hero, we are looking for a definition of common that means the opposite of hero. Within the context of this sentence, common means ordinary, its usual definition. Now, let's have some practice. Read the text and answer the question. Auto dealers in Hawaii support the transition to renewable energy, but they believe it will take a massive advertising campaign by the state to encourage people to buy vehicles powered by alternative fuels. Hawaii's residents ranked second in the nation in 2015 with 2.94 electric vehicles for every 1,000 residents, just behind California, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. In contrast, tackling the fossil fuels used in airplanes will have to wait. Hawaii lies nearly 2,500 miles from the continental United States, so air travel is critical to the state's tourism industry. However, long flights require energy in a dense form that is currently only available in fossil fuels. In this case, what do we learn from the sentence in which the word critical appears? That Hawaii is nearly 2,500 miles from the continental U.S. Given that information, we can logically conclude that air travel must play a very large role in the state's tourism industry. There aren't any other ways to cover that type of distance easily. The word critical must therefore mean something like important. The only word that matches is essential. Logically, air travel would indeed be essential to tourism in Hawaii because the state is located so far from the mainland. C is thus the answer. Now, let's see example 2. Listen and read along with me. Though their work is invisible to the public, the imprint of copy desks on newsroom culture is enormous. Desk chiefs are still called slots, recalling the days when they functioned as slots through which raw stories were sent to be checked and finished stories were dispatched to the composing room. Raw is a word that's normally associated with food, so the use of this word in the context of newsrooms might seem somewhat odd to you. However, it's precisely that context that matters most. Again, we're going to start by focusing on the sentence in which the word appears. What does that sentence tell us about raw stories? That they were sent to be checked. So a raw story is a story that has not been checked. Right away, A should pop out at you. A story that still needs to be checked, that is, proofread or verified, is an unedited story. In addition, This answer is clearly consistent with the idea of a newsroom. A is thus correct. Note that if you do this type of work up front, it does not matter whether you know what divulged, revealed, means. The wording of the passage points directly to A, and so there is no need to be concerned with the other options, regardless of whether you know their definitions.
Very well. Let's focus on example 3. Listen and read along with me. After the reading, try to answer the question. Listen carefully. For several years, scientists working with the Japanese Space Agency, JAXA, studied the effects of life aboard the International Space Station for a small school of Medaka fish. Also known as Japanese rice fish, Medaka are small, freshwater fish native to Japan. They are also invaluable for space research. Not only are they easy to breed, but they are transparent, giving researchers a clear view of their bones and organs as they adjust to life in space. The passage indicates that researchers have a clear view because the fish are transparent. In other words, there's nothing blocking the researcher's view. Not blocked equals unobstructed, so D is correct. To reiterate, if you can make that connection, it does not matter whether you know the definitions of any of the other words. Let's have one more example to help you improve your reading abilities. Listen to this example text and answer the question. Listen carefully. Recent studies suggest that ride-sharing services could do a much better job providing useful information to drivers. For example, one current app provides heat maps to show drivers where they are most likely to get rides, but only when surge pricing is in effect and demand is strong. But it doesn't help drivers figure out how to optimize their business during the doldrums, when demand is poor. The key phrase is during the doldrums, which refers to a period of sluggishness or inactivity. It indicates that the sentence is talking about a time when drivers do not like a lot of business. But what do you do if you don't know what the doldrums are? Well, in that case, you can still figure out the answer. It'll just take a little more work. Notice that the last sentence begins with but, indicating a contrast between that sentence and the previous sentence. What is the focus of the previous sentence? Times when demand for rides is strong. Logically then, the last sentence must be discussing the opposite, times when demand is not strong. With that information, consider the answers. A. Outdated. B. Mournful. C. Modest. D. Weak. Since weak is the direct opposite of strong, D is the clearest fit. So remember, always work from what you do know to what you don't know. And if a word you don't know is the only answer left after you've conclusively eliminated all of your other options, then you can choose that word with a high degree of confidence. And to reiterate, context clues are most likely to be placed in the immediate vicinity of the word. If not in the same sentence, then in the sentence before or after. Only if you cannot find the necessary information in one of those places should you extend your range. Without further ado, are you ready to begin our test? Grab your material and good luck in the tests. Let's begin. Listen carefully and answer the question. Nat Turner's rebellion came at a crucial time, more than 2 decades after the 1808 banning of the transatlantic slave trade in 1808. By 1831, abolitionists were using the accounts of former slaves to illustrate its horrors. As used in line 4, accounts most nearly means A. Debates, B. Descriptions, C. Values, D. Estimates. The fact that abolitionists were using the accounts to illustrate the horrors of slavery suggests that this word refers to what former slaves said or wrote about their experiences. If you plugged in your own word, you might say something like stories. There is no word with that exact meaning among the choices, however, so you must select the option closest to it. Debates, values, and estimates aren't the same as stories, but descriptions is pretty close. When you plug it back into the passage, it makes sense. Logically, descriptions of slavery would illustrate its horrors. B is thus correct. Let's keep on going. Listen carefully and answer the question.
Once a common sight, the rusty-patched bumblebee, Bombus affinis, is now hovering precariously on the brink of extinction. Over the past 2 decades, its population has declined by almost 95%. The rusty-patched bumblebee joins 7 species of Hawaiian bees that have already been declared endangered. The threats those 7 species are facing resemble the ones that have depleted the rusty-patched bumblebee: loss of habitat, diseases and parasites, pesticides, and climate change. As used in line 8, facing most nearly means A. Confronting, B. Repelling, C. Achieving, D. Directing. Let's start by considering the context. The passage and the sentence in which the word appears are both discussing the disappearance of bumblebees. That's a negative thing. Achieving is positive, so right away you can eliminate C. There's nothing in the passage to indicate that the bees are repelling or fighting off the threats. On the contrary, the fact that the bees are endangered implies that they are being weakened by the threats. B can therefore be eliminated as well. D, directing, is also somewhat positive and does not make sense at all. This word implies that the bees are managing or controlling the threats, but that's clearly not the case here. The only word that makes sense is confronting, which is consistent with the idea of a threat. A is thus correct. How are you doing? Is it difficult? Never give up and never give in. Let's keep on going. Listen to this one and answer the question. As part of their study of giant sequoias, scientists have measured exactly how much water these trees require. During the summer, each tree pumps up around 2,000 liters of water from the ground, a number that could climb as high as 3,000 liters a day for the largest specimens during the hottest weather. Even so, by closing their leaf pores, or stomata, and dropping some of their leaves, the sequoias are able to weather droughts with surprising resiliency. As used in line 5, climb most nearly means A. Increase, B. Escalate, C. Clamber, D. Improve. The sentence is talking about the usual 2,000 liters of water required by giant sequoias during the summer versus the 3,000 liters required on the hottest days. 3,000 is obviously larger than 2,000, so the correct word must mean something like rise or increase. If you plug in either word, you should be able to jump to A right away. The match is so exact that you do not even need to consider the other options. Do not, for example, get distracted if you don't know what clamber, or climb awkwardly, means. As long as you know that A works, the definition of clamber is irrelevant. As used in line 9, weather most nearly means A. Uphold, B. Surpass, C. Permit, D. Withstand. Although this question appears to be testing only the meaning of weather, it's actually testing 2 words simultaneously. If you do not have at least an approximate sense of what resiliency in the following sentence means, this question becomes very difficult to answer. Let's start by summarizing that section of the passage. Basically, it's saying that even though sequoias require a huge amount of water in very hot weather, they are unexpectedly able to survive droughts. Given that, weather must mean something like survive or get through. If you can draw a relationship between one of those definitions and withstand, then you can jump right to D. Otherwise, you can work by process of elimination, plugging in each option to see whether it makes sense in context. A, uphold, support, does not make sense because droughts are not something that water-dependent trees would want to support. Likewise, it does not make any sense to say that sequoias are able to surpass, exceed, do better than droughts. That is not the same thing as surviving, so B can be eliminated as well. Likewise, C, permit, does not describe something that a tree can do to a drought. There's just no relationship. That leaves D. Even if you're not entirely sure about withstand, it is the only option that remains. Well, that's all for today, friends. Hope I could help you learn new vocabulary with this lesson. See you soon.
Thanks for being with us. See you on our next video. Let's speak up!